president of MTEX. That's where the chat stops since Nate and Rebecca had to leave for Fort Worth to meet with the insurance company. Corporation that is threatening to sue, the gang's other urgent, potentially fatal dilemma. Do you recall the happiness we spoke about in the beginning? One of the senior center members gives Angela a birthday present, which is our first pleasant moment of the episode. It's a posture fixer, if you will. The giver responds, "I dare you to stick that in and slouch." We won't provide any more details. Soon after, when TL telephones Tommy to catch up, a second ray of sunshine appears. They gently rib each other and shoot the S. Are these two seasoned grumps getting along? Things are not looking good over in Fort Worth. Rebecca and Nate are informed by the insurance company's attorneys that MTEX will face criminal charges for embezzlement and various forms of fraud if they don't get a new rig up and running within 45 days. They also want to know what happened to their $420 million payoff. Just wait till Tommy shows up and learns about all of this. However, even though Tommy is headed to Fort Worth, he must first meet with Danny, our favorite undercover top cartel honcho. Tommy informs Danny that he has reached a deal with Cooper and that Danny's services are no longer needed, but Danny remains curious about MTEX, its problems, and how he can be of assistance. Tommy maintains that the business doesn't require a partner, particularly one who isn't associated with a cartel, but Danny has the upper hand because Cami has already informed him that MTEX requires a significant investment to appease the insurance company. He declares, "I am the FING solution." Tommy then goes to the MTEX offices, where Rebecca, Nate, and Cami are being given an explanation by accountant Alan about the company's disorganized cash flow. He admits that the $420 million settlement from the insurance firm is not missing, rather, it has simply been invested and cannot be taken out without incurring a penalty. Alan claims there is a solution, so don't worry. Bankruptcy. Disappointed, Cami reassures everyone that Danny's investment can prevent that result. Tommy requests a private room with Cami and tells her about the Mexican cartel disaster from Season 1, including how he was covered in kerosene and because MTEX got entangled in business with Danny's cartel, he was beaten to within an inch of his life in a basement. Cami is unconcerned. She believes that the risk of losing Monty's company is too significant. Cami becomes enraged when Tommy tells her that if they engage with Danny, they will effectively become an engine for a money laundering scam. "My husband is the only thing I have ever lost in my life," she declares. "I'll win this, just like I've won everything else." She instructs Tommy that going forward, meetings will come to her rather than. It's crucial for mourners to find ways to bring some joy into their life following an event as solemn as a funeral. Fortunately, we have access to the Norrises, who provide us with more than enough enjoyment to get by. It's a completely different matter entirely whether the West Texas family members can find comfort for themselves. As a recurring reminder, TM is an executive producer on Landman, which is based on the Texas monthly and imperative entertainment podcast Boomtown. TL is seen watching the sun move across the sky in the opening scene of our new episode. This time, he's doing it beside the pool at Cami's estate while, in the distance, Nate is expressing his shock at Tommy's is adamant about behaving like a landman rather than going out on the town with the other Fort Worth oil magnates. In an attempt to celebrate TL and his passion for seafood, Angela enters the fray and declares that she will be presenting a pirate-themed dinner tonight. Tommy warns TL of what is ahead, saying, "There ain't no FING way to describe it." Tommy meets Cooper for breakfast at the Patch Cafe a little while later to let his son know how serious Cooper's issues are. Do you recall how much money Cooper was making? All of this will be transferred to MTEX since, despite Cooper's success, he neglected to create an LLC or. To put it another way, Cooper may have good drilling instincts but his finances are a mess. Tommy suggests that Cooper come work for him, and Cooper agrees, starting as soon as he returns from Corpus. Tommy's solution is to buy the drilling leases off Cooper and cover his outstanding costs. Hold on, Corpus. It turns out that Cooper is traveling to the Gulf to meet Ariana's parents. The two recently reunited lovers are considering marriage, and she is a devout Catholic girl who must uphold particular etiquette standards. Cooper maintains that he is in love despite Tommy's warning that he is moving too quickly. Tommy remarks, "If only it were that easy." Cooper does arrive in Corpus later in the episode, where Ariana's father pretends to threaten him. Ariana wanted to be sure Cooper was sincere about his intentions, so that alpha male performance turned out to be a test. Cooper eventually receives an invitation to spend the night at the sparkling city by the sea after passing. Tommy receives a call from Nate and Rebecca during breakfast at the Patch Cafe. Tommy is informed by Nate about the two major events that have recently occurred in the field: Jarrell's hospitalization, due to the gas leak he and his crew waded through, and the deaths of those two men in the rig site automobile crash. Tommy inquires as to why he has never heard of either episode before, and Nate clarifies that he and Rebecca had never previously involved Monty in such affairs. Tommy maintains that he is both the Landman and the